Hi, and welcome to the second episode of Songs from My Living Room. I am here with an extremely special guest, someone that I have loved for a very, very long period of time, and was very honored to have the opportunity of working with pretty recently, well, a year ago?
A little while ago,
yeah.
maybe a year and a half.
And we sort of met through Twitter, and she is one of the greatest vocalists of our time. And please welcome Jane Monheit to Songs from My Living Room. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's such an honor. I'm so happy to have you.
Aww.
Jane, the first time I ever heard your voice, someone had introduced it to me right at the beginning of my college years. And it was you singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Was that sort of, now I know there's a history obviously way before Somewhere Over the Rainbow, but do you think that's where people started really picking up?
Yeah, definitely. Rainbow was a turning point because everybody loves that song. Everybody knows that song so well that when a nice version of it happens, you know, everyone wants to hear it. There have been so many great versions of Rainbow over the years. David Cassidy.
David Cassidy's version is beautiful.
Oh, it's so stunning. You know, so people are curious for new versions of it, and mine came at a good time, I think, and I got some attention, and you know, I'm very grateful to Harold Arlen and E.Y. Harbor for making it possible.
Oh, please. It was the moment I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I need everything that this girl has ever worked on before. And whenever you would do shows at Birdland, I would go and I would sit in the audience. And then one day after I was leaving one of your shows, the host there, who we both love, said to me, oh, why don't I tweet her for you? And I'll tweet you, and maybe you guys can work together. And I think all I had to say was Lea Salonga is going to be there, and you were very excited.
What?
Lea Salonga is going to be there. And it was just, and the first time we ever actually met was the day of the concert.
Was at the show.
Yeah. I did an album called Scott Allen Live at Birdland, and Jane sang a wonderful duet, a song, half of the song that she's going to sing today, with Sierra Boggess. And it was a wonderful moment. It's very funny too because my uncle, I think I've actually told you this story, my uncle, you know, they know what I do, but they don't really understand what I do, I think, you know. And the moment I told him Jane Monheit was going to be singing one of my songs, it was like, wait, this Jane Monheit? And presses play on his CD player, and there is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Yeah, so, you know, you helped me with my family. Thank you so much for that. That was very kind and sweet of you. Now, you've been doing these shows every Sunday, right? Is it every Sunday?
Every Sunday that I'm in town.
Okay.
A lot of times I'm on the road, and so we do have a lot of subs for Jazz Party at Birdland, but when I'm in town, I'm doing it. And
who have been some of your special guests that you've had?
Oh, we've had so many cool people. Karin Allison, Hillary Gardner, Trevor McQueen, Billy Stritch, Jim Caruso, just a lot of wonderful people from the New York jazz and cabaret world. I'll be doing a jazz party today after this. We have the brilliant Gene Burton singing as our guest today, who is a legend on guitar. So it's been really, really fun and an interesting mix of people because we've had a lot of up-and-coming vocalists as well.
So what do people expect when they come to one of these parties?
Just a good time.
I'm having more wine, by the way.
I will be too. I'm singing, the guests are singing, we are singing together, everybody's just sort of having a good time. It's a very loose, nice hang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be performing with her today, so I'm excited about that. So one thing I know about you is how much you love musical theater.
Me too.
The thing that you should have seen of Jane, which was absolutely incredible, when we were backstage, every time that Lea Salonga was near us or singing, I literally, like, she'd be standing next to us and she'd walk away and you would just see Jane's eyes well up.
Oh, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
She's one of my heroes. She is one of the most gorgeous voices
of all time.
Of all time.
Oh my God, she's just stunning.
Yeah.
Do you have aspirations of doing musical theater? Is that like, I know that a lot of people know you from the jazz world, but is that something that you ever would consider being a part of this industry?
I definitely want to do it again. I used to do community theater on Long Island, you know.
Where are you from, Long Island?
I'm from Long Island.
So am I.
Oh my
Where
God.
Long Island are you
I'm from Oakdale.
I'm from Cold Spring Harbor.
Oh my God.
Cheers to Long Island.
Cheers, honey.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I used to do community theater out there, and I miss it so much. I miss theater so much, and I go see everything, and you know, it's a big part of my life, even though it's not part of my career right now.
Do you have like a dream role that you would ever think about?
Oh God. Well, when I'm older, of course, the witch in Into the Woods.
Oh,
maybe
of course.
someday.
So you have a new CD that recently came out.
Yeah.
And on the new CD, what's the new CD called?
It's called The Heart of the Matter. It's been out for about a year, a little over a year, and
It's brilliant.
thank you.
But on the CD is the first time that you ever had a song that you wrote. How was that?
It was scary a little bit, you know, because I've always been an interpreter of other people's music, but I have such great respect for songwriters like yourself. So to, you know, make a foray into that world was a little scary for me, but it was cool. You know, it was a song that I wrote for my son, so it was very heartfelt, and you can't go wrong with that.
It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I told you, I texted you right after I listened to that song, and I said, you have nothing to worry about. This is because she was nervous. She was like, oh my God, I'm scared for you to hear the song that I wrote, because as a songwriter, I'm scared for you to hear me as a songwriter, and it was just beautiful. I just loved every moment of it. But you don't really perform it a lot in concert.
I don't that often because it's
too emotional?
It's really personal.
Yeah.
I do when my son is listening.
Yeah.
Although I haven't been performing the music from that album lately, I've been touring with this Judy Garland tribute. So we've been doing that instead.
Where are you next?
Next with the Garland tribute.
Because you were in LA recently, right?
I was in LA last week.
Yeah.
And next with the Garland tribute, I'm in Europe.
Okay. Where will you be in Europe? Do you know?
Mostly Spain.
Oh, awesome.
And one show in the Czech Republic.
Oh, great. Well, BroadwayWorld has a lot of fans over in Spain, so make sure you check out Jane Monheit in concert singing. It's just a songbook of Judy Garland.
Yeah, it's a Garland tribute that focuses on her jazz side. It's a really swinging, happy show. It's not a lot of ballads. It's her happy side.
Yeah. You know what's so funny to me? One thing before we start talking about the song you're going to sing today. I know everyone can find out each other's ages online. It's so easy. I'm not going to say the age number, but it is interesting to me that I feel like I grew up with your voice, and yet we're the same age.
We're the same exact age.
It's sort of interesting, and I didn't realize that was going to be the situation. Because you never think, you know, you're sitting there with someone that you like idolize vocally, and you think, oh, one day I'm going to write for this kind of voice. And I mean, I adore you. You know, no, I mean, to me, you have one of the best. It's very, very interesting. So we're doing a concert. I'm doing a concert at 54 Below on January 19th, and Jane is going to be joining us. But one of her biggest fans happens to be Alicia Umphris.
Oh, I'm one of her biggest fans.
Oh my God, she grew her, so actually I'm going to bring up one thing. I'll bring it up after this. Tangents, me. So she goes to all your concerts. I mean, she is just obsessed with you, and now she's on the town.
I know, I can't wait to go see her.
And she, you know, it's so interesting because all of the reviews were incredible. She's so amazing in the show. But I'm having her and Jane do a duet, one of my most well-known songs, we won't say which one, at the concert, but I'm really excited. But it's funny because this is something I don't think we've ever discussed, but when Catherine McPhee, do you mind if I bring this up?
No, go ahead.
Are you going to bring up the wine?
No, go ahead. No, I don't need wine for this.
Okay, when she sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and she basically took your arrangement and even Cassidy's arrangement and took credit for it, did that upset you? Because when I first heard it, as beautiful it is, and obviously the judges looked at her and said, oh my God, what an incredible arrangement. They just didn't give any credit to where the credit was due. And supposedly she's a big fan of your work as well.
That's what I've heard, but I don't know.
Did that upset you not to get the credit from that?
Well, the part of it that was a bummer was that, you know, because there were some vocal lines and things like that in there and things like that, stuff that
were Jane's.
You know.
Yeah.
And she's a wonderful singer.
Wonderful.
But in one fell swoop, she sang something for more people than I will in my entire life of touring. That something that had been mine.
Yeah.
And that song is for everyone.
Right.
Over the Rainbow is for everybody. But when you, and I understand she was very young, but that kind of direct lifting, I mean, I'm sure she's older now and would never do something like that now, and was under immense pressure on that show, pressure that we can't imagine.
Yeah.
You know, but I was a little bummed out when it happened, just because it was like, well, now everyone forever will think I'm copying you.
Right. Well, we know. We know the legend who started that beautiful arrangement and orchestration. Who did you write that arrangement and orchestration, or?
No, I didn't write the orchestration. The arrangement came about as many of the arrangements did in the band for the standards early on. It was just we'd been playing the tune over time, and it took shape. And I had wanted to do the a cappella bridge up front, so we added that on, and you know, there wasn't too much of an arrangement there. It was just something that had developed over playing the tune.
Yeah, we're gonna have to link that, by the way, to any of the young audience watching this, because it is, you have the live version as well, from, isn't it from California, the,
I don't know, there's a lot of versions.
there's
of
one
Rainbow.
that's very, I forget the name of the.
From Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
No, for the
there's a version
rooms,
for
from
that.
the room, what's the
Oh, for the
name?
Rainbow Room?
Rainbow
that's
Room.
Here,
Oh, that's here in New
That
York.
was here. But there are several versions of it that
Yeah.
have been released. Those are the three big ones: the original album version, the Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow version, and the Rainbow Room.
Yeah. Oh, it's just magnificent. And was your husband in the band at that time, or when did he join?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was in the band already. We've played together for 17 years.
And how long have you guys been married for now?
12 years.
Oh my God.
We
And
got
how-
married kind of young.
Oh my God, it's incredible. So let's talk about the song that you're going to sing today with us. What made you decide to sing Always?
Well, it's stunning. It's beautiful, and it makes me feel a lot of things. It makes me feel like I'm not going to get through it without crying, and that is a way that I know a song is really great for me.
Mhm.
And plus, I'm a mother, and you know, the song is about unconditional love and never failing in your support for someone that you care about so much, and that's something that I understand more than anything as a mom.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if I ever told you why I wrote Always.
No.
And then we'll go over to the piano and sing it. But a good friend of mine at the time, who I ended up dating actually, he was diagnosed with HIV. And he came to me. I was working at Stonewall down in the West Village at the time as a bartender, sometimes shirtless, don't ask. And I was I was at the bar, and he said, "Can I talk to you for a second?" And so Chucky, who was the other person on the bar, just tended bar, and I sat down with him. He said, "I'm going to say something to you right now. I haven't told to a lot of people. I just don't want you to call me after I tell you this. I don't want you to, I don't think texting was even that big back then. I don't want you to call me, I don't want you to email me, I don't want you to reach out to me. I just don't want to see your face, because you're going to act sympathetic, but I know that there's something more behind it. I don't want to see it. So when I tell you, don't get mad at me for just walking away and leaving." And he said, "I'm HIV positive." And literally, as he said, he stood up and he walked away. And that night when I got home from work, he never said that I couldn't write him a song.
Aww.
And so I wrote him a song, and I went to his apartment in New Jersey. At that time it was on a tape, and I put the tape outside his door, and that's how Always came around. And it's
Beautiful story.
about 2 years ago, he unfortunately passed away from complications. He passed away from meningitis when, you know, there were a few cases here. So it was a very hard, it's a hard song for me now, but at the same time there's so much love in it
Yeah.
that it's interesting. There's a line in it that, I'm not a very religious person, but I'm a very spiritual person, and there's that, you know, with laughter and with prayer. And prayer is nothing that I ever was a part of as a child. I never really understood the idea of prayer, and I remember writing that lyric and thinking, oh, my mom's going to say something about that. Oh, what is prayer? But since then, I pray all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's, every time that I have this song performed, I always know in my head, I say this is in memory and in honor of him. So thank you so much for joining me to sing this song in honor and memory of him.
I'm thrilled to.
And let's do it.
Okay.
Till you fall. Oh, thanks, honey.